Welcome back to the Elise Surkov podcast, where we help women in perimenopause and menopause thrive unapologetically from the inside out. All right, let's talk a little bit about why are women in perimenopause feeling so stuck? Why is it so easy to get stuck? Honestly, it's becoming a little bit of a um I guess a fad to talk about amongst my peers. Like I know when I go out and like, for example, I just saw a really good friend of mine and she was in from Israel and we grew up together. Like I lived most of my childhood at her house. And so whenever she comes in from Israel, I like drop everything I do and I see her because she fills my bucket more than anybody else. And so she was in town for like a very short period of time. And I went to see her. It was like super late at night, and she had said like, "Hey, I'm having like some friends over, like the only friends that I truly just want to see because I'm only here for a short period of time. So like no one-on-one time." I was like, totally fine. And I go see her, and now she's a really big fan. She's a really big supporter. I should say, not a fan. She's a big supporter because she sees me on social, and she's like, "Oh my god, you're so great!" Like she's such a good cheerleader, right? But I had seen, like, I met other women and they have no idea who I am. They have no idea what I do. And so they're like, "Oh, like, are you a trainer? Like, what do you do?" And I'm like, "Oh, I never really know how to kind of put this out there because like I don't think I'm a big deal, but like sometimes when I talk about myself, I'm like maybe I am a pretty big deal, right? I'm like I have a loud voice, I have a platform of which I can speak. You know, I was nominated as 51st of the top 100 influencers in menopause in 2025. So like if you look at it from that standpoint, I really know a lot about the industry. I know what's out there. I also like know my shit. All right. I've got a degree in kinesiology and health sciences, but like more than that, I've just clinically seen so many women change their bodies, over 1,000 bodies to date. I have a deep understanding of hormones. I have a deep understanding of nervous system dysregulation. I have a deep understanding of like insulin resistance and all things carbs. Like I had to learn it because of my son who has type 1 diabetes. Okay. So like I know my shit. And also like I've struggled myself. I'm 46 years old. I struggled with estrogen dominance most of my adult life after I came off birth control and had my kids. Like I've I've been through hell and back. So I've got practical experience, I've got clinical experience, I've got, education back behind me, I've got certifications coming out my wazoo. And yet when I'm in a group of women that are all perimenopausal and menopausal, sometimes I just freeze and I don't know what to say because they feel like shit. Everybody feels like shit. So my friend is like, Elise works in perimenopause and she's helping women. And I'm like, I basically like help women in perimenopause and menopause thrive unapologetically from the inside out. It's literally what I say. It's my mission statement of FFWE. When people ask me what I do, that's what I do. I change lives. Like I'm not just a trainer. I'm not just a coach. I'm not just like, a fitness instructor. I'm someone who's going to change your life. And for someone who's in that space of like feeling like, oh my gosh, like my life changed all of a sudden, I don't know what's going on, it can be very confusing. There was one woman there, one of my friends, and she's an orthopedic surgeon. And she said, like, I'm taking a menopause course right now. And my friend is like, why are you doing that? Like, you're an orthopedic surgeon. She's like, I know. I just want to understand about it because like doctors don't know anything about it. And I'm like, thank you. I know. Like, why would they? Unless they educate themselves or they take it on themselves. Like, they're not going to learn about menopause. It's not like they get like 1-page notes on it. It's like nutrition too, right? So she's like, yeah, doctors don't know anything. I don't know anything. I want to learn about it. And so we started talking about perimenopause and we started talking about like how everyone was feeling. And I'm like, all right, here's the part of the conversation that I feel like I'm hijacking because I'm here to see my friend. And now we're all talking about hormones. And this is where I say it's getting a little uncomfortable for me, where I'm just like, maybe I just say like I own a business and leave it at that. I don't know. But I digress. So we talked about a little bit about like why women are so stuck in perimenopause. And I say, first and foremost, there's no rule book and there's no diagnosis. There is nothing that your doctor or anyone can say that, yes, you are in or not in perimenopause. So, right off the bat, we have no fucking idea what's going on with ourselves. Am I in it? Am I just stressed? Is it hormones? Is it my life? Like, I don't know. So, there's a lot of confusion. And then, of course, we go to Google or ChatGPT or Instagram or work TikTok, and there's a whole fuck ton of people just like me that are telling you shit that may or may not work for you and why you do or don't feel shit. So like you're cherry picking now information that you want to hear. Like, oh, I feel like shit, it's perimenopause. Yeah, that must be it. I mean, it could be your lifestyle too, but like, no, it's perimenopause. Or like, I have all this belly fat. It must be cortisol. Yep, it's cortisol. And now I'm going to follow all the people that tell me cortisol is my problem, right? So there's no formal diagnosis. There's so much information, and we're just not prepared for this. So I always compare this to puberty, right? We are so excited when our sisters go through puberty. I know with my daughter, I started having the conversation with her early on where I was like, one day you're going to get a period. And, one day you're going to start having hair under your armpits and your breasts are going to grow and you're going to get pubic hair and you're going to start to smell like all these things. Right. And so then she starts going through puberty and she's like, okay, this is part of my transition into becoming a woman. My body's going to change and I'm going to start to have hormones that are changing and I'm going to have feelings that are going to be feeling and we're going to work through this. Right. And if you have a daughter, like I have a daughter, then like hats off to you. If you've survived puberty, fuck, that's hard. Puberty and perimenopause at the same time is like a fucking double whammy. Anyways, I digress. So we have, again, no formal diagnosis, too much information, and no one taught us about what was happening. So we're kind of going in here blind. Now I'm hoping to change that. I really am, because I'm hoping that the generation underneath me really is more prepared for this than we were. But it can feel like a fuck storm of what the hell is happening. And then everything and anything becomes perimenopause. And so then women will come to me and they will use that as the excuse as to why they can't blank. I can't lose weight because I'm in perimenopause. I can't be successful at my career because I'm in perimenopause. I can't do this conversation. I can't train for a marathon. I can't lift heavy weights. I can't reshape my body. I can't, whatever it is, because I'm in perimenopause. And we actually keep ourselves stuck. Now, I know what you're going to say. That's not true, Elise. Like, I want to change my body. I want to get leaner. I want to look good. I want to fit back into my clothes, but I'm just so stuck. And I think the main reason is because we're older now. We're in our 40s and our 50s. So we're like, I should know what to do. I have decades of behavior patterns, modifications that I've done in the past that have helped kind of recalibrate me when I needed to. When my pants get tight, I just, have tuna salad for a day, or I just eat clean, or I just lay off the alcohol, and that doesn't work anymore. And so you're like, fuck, it doesn't work anymore. I'm going to try it again. And we're really smart. We know better, but yet we're still going back to it doesn't work. So you're like, all right, I'm going to try tuna salad, no mayo. I'm going to try, healthy foods, but like no packages whatsoever. I'm going to do like no alcohol and I'm going to drink a ton of water. And you're like, fuck, that doesn't work. And so we're stuck because we've got on one side decades of shit we know always worked and patterns of behavior that we've learned and taught ourselves. And then we have the knowing that what we're doing isn't working, but we keep fighting it. So like, what I'm doing isn't working. And so I've had so many women that I'm on a conversation with and they're like, I really need to lose weight. Like nothing seems to be working. And I'm so frustrated. And I'm like, all right. And then I'm like, what have you tried? And they're like, well, I do an app, I do the Peloton, I do Noom, I do all these things, and I'm not willing to change that. And I'm like, okay, but like you're not, like you're gaining weight. So whatever you're doing now isn't working. And they're like, well, it's not working because what I really need is I need someone to tell me what to do. Like someone to tell you what to do, but you're not willing to change what you're doing is like you're talking out of both sides of your mouth and you're just going to stay stuck. This is where I say we're on a hamster wheel here. We're little hamsters on a wheel that are like, I'm just not going anywhere, right? You're just like, what the fuck? I'm like chasing my tail. It's like, I'm just not going anywhere because you're like, I know what I need. What I really need to do is just dial in my nutrition, stop eating shit, show up at the gym, and I'm good. Then why are we here? Why are we talking? I'm stuck. Well, again, it comes down to what you did before doesn't work anymore. You have to change. And so some women will just change like that. They'll be like, all right, I'm going to do a different workout on a different meal plan. And I'm like, did you actually change? No. I'm talking about change. One of the promises in our program is that you'll never need to do this work again. How can I guarantee that? I guarantee that because I get deep into the mind, into your identity. So that at the end of our program, you're a different version of yourself. This is what I say. I say you're a different version of yourself. How you look at food, how you look at exercise, how you look at all the things you used to look at are with different glasses. So you cannot go back to where you are today, which is stuck. You have to do the deep-rooted change. So if you're like, I can just never fit in exercise because I have to pick up my kid and I have to do this. It's like, okay, well, you have to do exercise. Karen, you have to do exercise. I'm really sorry. You can give me all excuses in the world that you want, but I will die on the hill that says you need to do exercise. We are physical beings. So like you can tell me that your lifestyle and your schedule has made it so that you can't, or it makes it harder, more friction, more resistance. You have to figure that shit out. Find a carpool, wake up earlier, stay up later. Don't complain that it's harder. It is hard. Staying stuck is hard. Making change is hard. Which hard do you want? Because you can stay stuck forever. And most women do until they make that change. How do you make that change? I'm not going to lie. It's something that is not easy. It's not easy for me. It's one of the reasons why I originally hired a coach. And I recommend that if you haven't done this yet and you're someone who is like very much, feeling that stuck where you're like, it's just not working and you want a program with guaranteed results, I will drop our program link below so you can just learn more about what we do and how we do it. And then if that's something you're interested in, you can then reach out to me and we can talk more about if you're the right fit. We don't guarantee results for everybody. All right. You've got to be the right fit. You've got to qualify for our program. I need to know that you're ready to change. All right. So let's get unstuck by getting out of our own way. I hope this makes sense. I hope I didn't ruffle your feathers. And if I did, I'm just keeping it real for you like I always do. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe so that we stay in touch. Or, if you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple, please hit that subscribe button as well so that we can stay connected. And send me a message. Let me know how this lands for you, if you hate me or if you love me more. Either way, I'm here to help. Until the next time.